Hey guys, how's everybody doing? I just wanted to do a quick video while I'm out walking around today. I'm doing laundry, so I'm just kind of waiting for the clothes to be washed and then I'll go dry them. But got a nice little overcast day, kind of rainy, cloudy. Feels pretty good though. I just wanted to talk real quick about, I was kind of touched on it, I don't know if I touched on it in the last video or not, but just a little bit about our relationship with food as people. And my relationship with food has been, um, well, it's wonderful actually, but I used to eat a lot of food, and I've never been a huge person, so it's not. People would always wonder like how I packed in so much food, and I'm always out walking around, exercising, stuff like that. So, and like I said before, I have kind of a nervous energy, so I mean, I probably constantly burning some sort of calories or something, but I used to eat a lot. I used to eat all the time, and I thought it was never a problem because I never really put on weight. I was actually trying to put on weight, and really just didn't because I would put on a little bit of lean weight, but I mean, I was always doing fitness and working out, thinking I'm going to build a bunch of muscle if I eat more food, and just had the wrong idea about it. I was doing the 6 meals a day. The 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 wisdom of the time was 6 meals a day, small meals, so that you keep your metabolism moving. And my problem, part of it was I didn't eat small meals. I mean, I would sit down and I loved to just crush food. So keeping meals small was always difficult for me to do. And if I had like a stomach ache, which I kind of, now that I think about it, looking back, I always kind of had stomach ache problems. I just ignored them. Oh, they'll go away. And, sometimes they did, depending on how I ate and stuff like that. But, it got to a point where I was probably, I was 34, 35, and I was getting constipated. And I was, suddenly I wasn't having all the food come out in bowel movements like I was used to having it do, which isn't a good thing, really. Sometimes I'd go to the bathroom and it would be, a pretty painful deal when I would have a bowel movement, and it wasn't. Sometimes I'd have good ones, but anyway, it was kind of a something that came to my attention when I started having digestive issues and couldn't pass a movement, and that was where it started to become really alarming. I should have gotten a hint long before that, but I waited a really long time, and that's what happened. I had all sorts of tests done. It wasn't, the doctors would tell me it's not anything serious to worry about, but you got to make some changes. And I've heard all the different things, but as far as diet plans, but a lot of it was just eating less food and eating less often. I thought I should be eating all throughout the day, but you don't give your digestive system a break when you do that. And so that's what really got me. And it was a few people told me I should get into fasting and try some fasting out. And I thought, okay, I've fasted before where I would do like one day every 3 months or something like that. And I liked the feeling of it. I didn't really know if it was a health benefit or anything, but I liked the feeling of just knowing I can go without food for a day. So some people were saying, it helps your digestive system a lot. And sorry, there's a lot of bugs. But so I did. I started doing some fasting, and at first, obviously I want immediate results, and that's not going to happen. But the more I got into it, the more I found other effects that I liked of not having food all the time. Realizing I could go without food and water for a day or 2 days, and that it actually helped me. It helped me when I started eating again. You see food differently when you feel like you need to have it, as opposed to just what do I want to eat. And I like that. Like, I like knowing now I can go well into the evening or the whole day without having food, and then if I want to make up for it the next day, I can eat. And then even when doing so, I'm a lot more cautious about how I'm doing it, and I see food, I see consumption a lot differently. I think that's healthier than before, where it was like, let me see how much I can crush in this meal. And I don't know. I think that's a big thing because you go out now and everywhere you look, there's food advertisements. There's every gathering when you meet up with people. It's what are we going to eat? How much of what are we going to eat? And if we don't finish it, just leave it on the table. And a lot of the stuff we're eating, we shouldn't be eating anyway. Or I don't know. I don't know the exact rules of it all, but just the process that goes behind producing some of this food is, it's obviously not natural. So that helps too when I forgo certain when I forgo food for a while. I start to see a lot of the stuff that I would put in my system is like, why would I even put that in my body? There's drugs that don't get passed for medical purposes because they don't have any tangible benefit. But yet, food, candy that stocks the shelves has no benefit as well, has no health benefit. But yet, we're allowed to buy it. People are allowed to sell it. Companies make millions of dollars off of it. So I don't know. I don't want to get too far into it because I just want to keep it focused on my relationship with food and how it's changed and how it's still evolving. And I still love to eat. I still love to eat cake sometimes if when I'm with my wife and we have a night where we snack. But at least now I'm a lot more aware. I was always aware of stuff like cakes and stuff, but even eating great amounts of healthy food, it's like you don't have to keep eating it. You don't have to. Sometimes it's better to not eat at all than to eat. I would go 2 days without eating and it gives your digestive system a complete break, whereas if I'm to eat something healthy, even though it's a healthy food, it's still breaking that fast and it's still making my body do some work to digest. So sometimes going without is better than eating healthy food. And then sometimes then eventually you're going to have to eat, you're going to have to get some nutrients, but you just understand what you need a lot more when you know that you can go without food. So go ahead and share your stories too. I'd be interested to see. There's a lot of people that have different advice, and I'm still learning a lot about it too. There's a few guys I follow that recommend the fasting, recommend some restrictions and stuff like that. But it's great to try it out on your own. To know that you can go a day without food and water is, it's eye-opening, but it's also pretty empowering. It lets you know that you're in control of what you put in your body and that you don't have to do certain things. I have friends that, I'll talk to them and say that, I'm not eating today or not eating for a day or two, or even my wife, and she'll just look at me like, how do you even do that? How can you do that? Because the first couple days, it's hard. The first time you try it, it's like you start getting like headaches and you feel weak. And obviously, when you don't have the nutrients, you're going to be a little less energetic than you would be if you have some. But I've even found getting exercise and going out for a walk, I feel better when I'm on a fast, if it's a day or if it's, half a day or something, than I would if I'm on a full stomach. If I'm on a full stomach, I feel lethargic. I feel you don't want to do anything. You want to rest. Your body wants to absorb the nutrients, and you can't really do that as well when you're trying to be moving around a bunch. A little walk is fine, but I can't go on a workout when I've got food in my stomach. I don't get nearly as good of an exercise, nearly as good of a workout as I would if I'm on an empty stomach. So the body changes as you get used to doing it a lot more, and at first it is tough. Like, again, it's the headaches and the weakness and stuff like that, but after a couple times and you start realizing what's better, what things are better when you're on the fast, those headaches and those cravings and those weaknesses all start to dwindle away and you start feeling really good. But again, you don't want to go too crazy. Eventually you're going to need some nutrients. So I think the last time I did a really long fast was back in spring. I think I did 3 days. It's the longest I've done. I've had friends that have gone 4 or 5, and I might try to slowly push it a little longer and try and go for like another 3.5 or 4 day fast maybe. But the key is not how long of a fast can you go on. The key is consistency and retraining and letting your digestive system recuperate. If I do a 10-day fast, if I do a 10-day fast once, but then I go back to my old eating habits, it's not going to do as well as if I do, like a 20-hour fast consistently 3 or 4 times a week, or even twice a week if I'm doing it consistently. So there's a lot of different things to look at there. But I've gone off on the food and kind of the details of outlining the fast and stuff. But I really like to think that it calms me down when I fast, my body's taking a break, and I'm more aware. I mean, physically, like my sense of smell is heightened, which is kind of funny because sometimes when you get inflammation, your sense of smell, your nose gets congested and stuff like that. Your throat, you cough a little bit more. But when you're on a fast, it's the opposite because you're kind of going in like hunt mode. You need food, so your sense of smell is a little bit heightened, and I notice little cool things like that. But that also puts me spiritually, kind of puts me into a center as well, where it's like, okay, I'm knowing that I don't need food in my body right now. I'm more at peace with everything else that's around me, and you don't react to things as sharply because you have to preserve your energy. I'm guessing that's what it is, but I notice that when I'm on a little bit of a fast, my reactions are a lot more calm and a lot more level-headed than they would be if I'm you know feeling the inflammation of just having a big meal and getting irritable and stuff like that. So the food in our relationship with food is a major component of how we behave and how we react to life situations and how we process things, mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally. All that stuff can be very, very tightly related. But I'll probably talk more about this again. I know I'm rambling right now, but I really want to get into more of the spiritual stuff and just kind of the more intangibles of what you feel and what you experience when you go on a fast, or when you, not like a huge fast, but just like when you discipline your eating a little bit, or not. I don't know. It's kind of hard to when you eat properly, when you have a proper relationship with food. How's that? But I'm gonna cut this off now and go get my laundry. We'll see. But enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.